Hello friends, so today I am going to start propositional equivalences in which we'll see some identities related to propositions or propositional variables. So let us begin with propositional equivalences. Okay guys. So first we'll see before starting propositional equivalences, first we'll see precedence of logical operators. So first we'll see precedence of logical operators. After that we'll see propositional equivalences. So write down first one. That is, we can say that precedence of logical operators. Okay. So we discussed some operators in the last lecture. So we'll see the precedence of these operators. Let us consider negation. Negation has the highest priority. Then second one we can say that AND operator, that is the next highest. Then we can say that third one is OR operator, that is the next one. Then we can say that implication, that is the next one. And last one is your biconditional. Okay. So biconditional has least priority, isn't it? Number one means it is having highest priority, and second one we can say that this one has least priority. So what is the meaning of priority is, we can say that when all these operators combinedly present in any logical statement, then we will evaluate according to the priorities of these operators, isn't it? So we can say this one is your, yes, priorities. Okay. So, for example, let us construct one truth table for the logical operation or logical expression. So, write down first one. Yes. Let us say my question is, yes, you only tell me. Let's say construct a truth table. Construct a truth table for the following propositions. Isn't it? For the following propositions. Okay. So, first one is given to you. Let's say yes, P or Q and negation R implies P. So we are having three variables. These are P, Q, R. So we can say with these three variables, how many number of combinations are possible? Yes, we can say yes, 8 combinations are possible. So we can write these true, true, true. Then we can say that true, true, false. Then we can say that true, false, true, isn't it? Also next one we can say that, or you can write down like that, 4 trues, 4 false. Then true, true, false, false. Then we can say true, true, false, false. And these are true, false, true, false, true, false, isn't it? So 8 combinations are there. So in this expression, logical expression, we'll see or we evaluate this one according to the priorities. So out of these operators, highest priority is for negation. So find out negation of R. Negation of R means if the value of R is true, then it becomes false, and if it is false, then it becomes true, and so on. Isn't it? So this one will be the, we can say that negation R. Next one is what? We can say that next priority is for AND, logical AND operator. So next one we can find out Q negation and with the negation R. So what will be the AND operation for this one? This one is your Q and this one is your negation R. So this one is false. This one is true. False and false is false. This one is also false. This one is false. This one is true. False. False. Yes or no? Next one. Yes. Next one. Evaluate OR operation. So let us assume this one is x, so we can find out p or x. You only tell me what will be the p or x. Yes, we can say that p or x means what? Yes, true or false will true. This is also true. This one is also true. This one is also true. This one is p only. Now this one is false. Then we can say that true, false, false. Yes or no? And last one is your implication. Let us assume this one is y. So we can say that this one is y implies p. Yes or no? Isn't it? So we can say that this one is your y implies, we can say that p or not. Yes. So what will be the y implies p? So we can say that this is the implication in which y is your left hand side and p is your right hand side. So implication is false only in one case, when LHS is true and RHS is false. So true implies true is true. True implies true is true. This one is also true. This one is also true. This one is also true. This one is false. Because this one LHS is true and RHS is false. Now false implies false is true and false implies false is true. So we can say that this one is your truth table for the given logical expression. Yes or no? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay. So moving to the next one, that is our topic, that is today's topic. We can say that that one is propositional equivalence. So write down our topic, that is propositional equivalences and identities. Okay. So let us consider, you only tell me. Yes, consider, let's say P be a proposition, isn't it? And that is, let's say, simple proposition. Isn't it? Simple proposition means we can say that there are or there is no logical connective. Also, let us consider one more proposition. Let's say this one is also a proposition. This one is also, we can say that, simple proposition. Simple means no connectives are included. Then we can say that, let's say we can use one connective, let's say logical or. Then we can say that this one is your compound proposition. Isn't it? So we can say that, yes, you only tell me, yes, we can say that, yes, these are, yes, two simple propositions are given and P or Q becomes a compound proposition. Isn't it? So let's say two compound propositions are there. Let's say negation of P or Q. That is, we can say that equivalent to negation P and negation Q. Okay, how to verify this one? Yes, make the truth table for left hand side, again make the truth table for right hand side. If the truth values in both the tables are same, then we can say that these are equivalent. Otherwise we can say that, yes, we can say that, yes, if it is, yes, if it is, or we can say that if left hand side's truth value is same as the truth value of RHS, then we can say that these are equivalent. After, yes, studying the properties or identities regarding logic, yes, we can identify whether these are equivalent or not with the help of some identities and properties of logic, isn't it? So we'll see later. Okay, first we can say if truth tables are equal, then we can say that both expressions are equivalent, isn't it? Now next one, yes, you only tell me. Let's say, yes, write down logical equivalences. Yes, so I'm going to construct one table in which all identities, or we can say that, yes, logical equivalencies are present. Okay, so write down one table. Yes. So table one. What is this table? Table is regarding, we can say that, logical equivalencies. Isn't it? So first column header, you can say that, that is, yes, equivalence, and this one is your logical statement. Then we'll see what is the name of the identity, and then we'll see what is this expression in Boolean algebra. Okay, so we'll see what is the difference between yes logic and Boolean algebra. Yes, we can easily find out. Yes, so this one is the table, this is Boolean algebra. Okay, now you only tell me, let's say first property we can say that any proposition P and with the true, isn't it, that will always equivalent to P or not? Because whether if P is true then the result will be the true, and if P is false then the result will be the false. So we can say that the result is always P. Similarly we can say that P or false is equivalent to P. And what is the yes name of this law? We can say that this one is your identity law, isn't it? So in Boolean algebra we can say that yes in logical and is represented with we can say that dot, and logical or is represented with plus sign, and negation is represented with we can say that complement. Yes or no? And also true is represented with 1 and false is represented with 0. Yeah, so these are the notations for Boolean algebra, and these are the yes notations we can say that for logic. So in Boolean algebra we can write it P dot 1 is always P and P plus 0 is equal to P on. Write down second one. Write down second one. We can say that second one is what? Let's say P or with the true is equivalent to true only, because yes we can say that whether P is true or false, the truth value doesn't depends on the truth value of P, it will be always true. Yes or no? P or with the true is always true. Similarly P and false is always we can say that false, and this one is known as what? We can say that a domination law. Why it is known as domination? Because true is dominating over P. Here false is dominating over P. That's why it is known as domination law. So in Boolean algebra, we can write it like that: P plus 1 is equals to 1 and P dot 0 is equals to 0. That is your second law. Isn't it? Third one, write down third one. Yes, we can say that third one is yes P or P is equal to yes P only, equivalent to P only, as well as P and P is equivalent to P. So we can say that this one is your idempotent law, isn't it? This one is idempotent law. So in Boolean algebra we can write it like that: P plus P equals to P and P dot P is equals to P only. Next one, fourth one, yes we can say that fourth one. Yes, let us consider fourth one, that is double negation law. Negation of a negation will be the original. So we can say that this one is your double negation law, isn't it? Similarly, yes, P complement. Yes, it can be written in a Boolean algebra with the bar or this one, superscript this one. Yes, so this one is, we can say that double complement is P only. Next one, fifth one, we can write down fifth one also. What is fifth one? You only tell me. Fifth one is what? We can say that, yes, fifth one is, let's say, P or Q that is equivalent to Q or P. Similarly, we can say that P and Q is equivalent to, yes, we can say that Q and P. So we can say that this is commutative law. Yes or no? This one is commutative law. And in Boolean algebra, we can write it like that: P plus Q is equivalent to Q plus P. Similarly, P dot Q is equivalent to Q dot P. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay. So proceeding further, next one. Yes, sixth one. Yes, we can continue the table. Sixth one. Yes. Sixth one is what we can say that, let's say P or we can say that P or Q, yes, or with R. where PQR are what? We can say that proposition that is equivalent to P or Q or R. Similarly, we can say that P and Q, yes, and with R is equivalent to P and Q and R. So we can say that this one is associativity. Yes or no? And in Boolean algebra, we can write it like that: P plus Q plus R is equivalent to P plus Q plus R. Similarly, we can say that P dot Q, yes, dot R is equivalent to P dot Q dot R, isn't it? Next one, seventh one, write down seventh one. That is, we can say that seventh one, distributivity, yes, P or Q and R, that is equivalent to P or Q, and with we can say that P or R, isn't it? Similarly, P and Q or R is equivalent to we can say that P and Q, yes, or with we can say that P and R. So we can say that this one is your distributive law. So in Boolean algebra, we can represent this one like we can say that this is P plus QR, that is equals to P plus Q dot we can say that P plus R, isn't it? So guys, remember sometimes we can say that dot is not represented. If there is nothing in between two propositions, then we can say that dot is there in case of Boolean algebra, isn't it? Next one, we can say that this one is your P dot Q plus R is equivalent to PQ plus PR, isn't it? Write down next one, that is eighth one. Yes, eighth one we can write down. That is, yes, you know, everyone know what is eighth one, that is De Morgan's. De Morgan's law, I hope everybody knows about De Morgan's. So negation of P and Q is equivalent to negation P or negation Q. Yes or no? Similarly, we can say that negation P or Q, that is equivalent to negation P and negation Q. So we can say that and becomes and or becomes and yes, propositional variable will be complemented. That is De Morgan's law. So here in Boolean algebra, it can be represented like this: PQ whole dash is equal to P dash plus Q dash, and this one we can say that P plus Q whole dash is equals to P dash Q dash. I hope this one is clear to everyone or not. Okay, so write down next one. Yes, in the continuation. Next one, ninth one, that is P or P and Q, that is equivalent to P, or similarly we can say that P and P or Q, that is equivalent to P only. And this law is known as what? Absorption law. This one is absorption law. And in Boolean algebra, we can write it like that: P plus PQ is equal to P, and we can say that P, yes, into or P dot P plus Q is equivalent to P only. Why it is known as absorption law? Yes, you can see, let us consider this one. So we can write it like that or not: P or then P and Q is, yes, we can say that this one apply the distributivity. So we can say that this one is P or P, and we can say that yes, P or Q apply distributivity. Yes or no? So we can say that yes, P or P becomes what? We can say that this is P only. Yes or no? P or P. Yes, P or P is P only. Yes or no? That is from idempotent. And P and P or Q, yes, we can write it like that. What? You only tell me. Yes, you only tell me this is equal to this one. Yes or no? Okay. If this one is clear to everyone, now you only tell me this is P or P and P or Q. So we can say that these are equal only and equal, and these are equal to P also. Yes or no? Isn't it? Tell me, this one is clear to everyone or not? Okay. So you can understand this one from here. We can say that here, if we take, let's say, P plus PQ, if we take P as a common, then it becomes 1 plus Q, and 1 plus Q is equal to 1 only. So we can say that P dot 1, that is P only, isn't it? So we can say that this is equivalent to P, and this one is also equivalent to P. This is known as absorption law because Q get absorbed. Yes or no? Okay. Write down last one, that is your 10th one. We can say that last one, 10th one. We can say that this one is what? Yes, yes, that is P, or negation P is always true. Yes, and P and negation P is always equals to false. That is known as your negation law, isn't it? So in Boolean algebra, we can write it P plus P dash or P complement is equivalent to 1, and P dot P dash is equivalent to 0. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay, guys? Okay, isn't it? So I hope this one is clear to everyone. So moving to the next topic, yes, we can say that next one is your, yes, yes, you only tell me next one. Yes, we can proceed to the next one. We can say that, yes, if we, yes, you only tell me, write down one note. Yes, if we make the truth table for any logical expression, and if all the truth values are true only, then we can say that that is known as, we can say that tautology. Otherwise, we can say that if all truth values of any expression are false, then we can say that that is known as what? Contradiction. And some values are true, some are false, then that is known as contingency. Okay. So any compound proposition is given to you, then we can conclude by constructing the truth table. If all values are true, then that is known as tautology. If all are false, then we can say that that is contradiction. And it is, we can say that sometimes it is true, sometimes it is false, then we can call it contingency. So write down what is tautology. Yes, we can say that tautology means a compound proposition, isn't it? That is always true in all possible cases. Isn't it? That is important as well, because tautology, various times you can see in gate questions, tautology, contradictions, these terms will be frequently. Okay. So we can say that this one is important but simple one. Okay. Next one is contradiction. So what is contradiction? We can say that a compound proposition, that is, we can say that always false in all possible cases. Then we can say that that is known as contradiction. And third one is contingency. Okay, guys, so we are not going to construct the truth table because constructing the truth table will take more time. So we will use these identities and laws we discussed, yes, right now, isn't it? So we will use these properties and we can say that identities and laws, yes, to simplify the expression, and we'll see after simplification, if it becomes true, then it is tautology, and after simplification, if it becomes false, then it is contradiction, and after simplification, it is neither true nor false, means it is the some expression in the propositional variables, isn't it? Let's say after simplifying, yes, there is one expression P plus Q. Yes, so we cannot simplify it further. That means the truth value of this one depends on the truth values of P and Q. So depending on the values, truth values of P and Q, sometimes it can be true, sometimes it can be false. So that is known as contingency. So write down a compound proposition Yes, that is, we can say that neither tautology nor contradiction. Isn't it? Neither tautology nor contradiction. That is known as your contingency. Okay. So compound proposition means more than one propositions are there. Yes, that is known as what? Logical expression. It is also known as well-formed formula. So sometimes compound propositions are known as what? We can say that well-formed formulas. What is the meaning of well-formed formulas? Yes, let us take one example. Yes, let's say well-formed formulas. Yes, we can say that. Let's say in short, we can write it WFF. Let us P, Q, R, three propositional variables are there. So we can say that P or Q and negation R. This one is your well-formed formula. But if it is written like that in logical statements, PQ, yes, then it is and, then R, then it is written like that. This is, let's say, and with P, and then or with R. So here we can say that no connective is there. That's why it is not a well-formed formula. Yes, so we are writing it in logical statement. So in logical statement, there must be one, yes, either and or implication, biconditional or XOR operation, whatever it is, but some operator is required. Yes or no? So we can say that if it is not correct logical expression, then we can say that it is not a well-formed formula. Yes or no? Otherwise, it is known as well-formed formula. So we can say that every valid logical expression is a well-formed formula. Valid means yes, the sequence of operators and operands is correct. Yes, I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay, so that is all about tautology. So various questions you can see in the previous GATE exams based on tautology, contradiction, and we can say that yes, on contingency will be there, isn't it? So that is all about logical equivalencies. Okay. After that, yes, in the next video, we'll see some questions or problems based on the tautology contradiction, and we'll see how to apply these identities or logical equivalencies to solve any particular problem. Okay, guys. So in the next lecture, we'll see all about the problems depending on, or we can say that related to the propositional variables in which the questions are of type tautology, whether this expression is contingency or it is contradiction. So these type of questions we will cover in the next lecture. Okay, guys. Okay. So thank you so much.